Hi, how are you? So I wanted to go over some ideas for all of you men out there. If you are trying to come up with some fun or different but romantic date nights, okay? Because I know this is like love week and you may or may not have plans, or maybe you've been trying to think of some fun ideas or something like that for you and your special person. And your significant other, it could be your wife or girlfriend, but even your mom or whoever you want to show love to, okay? I don't know if you notice or not, but a lot of people, they actually don't even realize, like, if you type in Google fun date ideas or whatever, like, you'll get a bunch of lists. Like, it'll say like 101 lists or ideas for dates or whatever, 101 ways to, like, there's always like this long list. There's always lists for everything, like if you just type it in on Google. And I want to share this story that me and my cousin came up with. And this is the reason why I know about these lists. This is like a few years ago. My cousin was in love with his fiance or whatever, his girlfriend, and he wanted to propose to her. And I remember, because him and I, we would talk, and I remember he was contemplating, asking to marry her. Well, he knew he wanted to, but the actual asking her to get married or whatever, he literally drug it out. I mean, he put it, I don't want to say put it off, but he thought about it so long. I mean, it was too long, even for me, knowing that he wanted to marry her. And like, he just, it was like he wanted it to be perfect or whatever. And so he couldn't come up with a way or whatever. He hung about it for so long. It was just too long. And the thing was, she was my friend, so I knew she was getting beyond impatient. But then even so was I, and I wasn't even trying to marry him. And I was like, why are you taking so long? But anyway, he is a perfectionist, and he's definitely an overthinker. And he was, we coming up with ideas of ways to ask her, to get married or whatever. And he kept coming up with different ideas. And I was like, no, cousin, I don't like that. No. Anyway, so I sent him one day, I said, look, type it in Google. There's 101 ways to ask someone to marry them. And I was just showing him, like, okay, like, you just pick one of these ways, right? And it was so cute because I sent him the list. And like a week later, it was like a week later or something, he sent me a text that said, I'm only at number 53 or something. I was like, what? I said, cousin, why are you actually reading through the entire list? You haven't picked one? I was thinking to myself, why did I even send you that list if you were going to go through every single item? Anyway, my friend was going crazy, and I kind of like took control of the situation, and I said, cousin, this is what I think you should do. Okay, let's just go to a sip and paint, and I want you to paint. You want you to ask her there, and I want you to come to my house in advance or whatever, and I'm going to have you paint on a canvas, will you marry me, with the ring, picture of a ring, and I'll have you pre-paint that or whatever. And we'll, because I have been to sip and paints plenty of times before, and they usually, the teacher or somebody will walk around or whatever. I said, and so at some point, we'll make them have a competition or whatever, and let's ask the teacher to have her come up and, let her be the judge going around looking at everybody's paint. And when she comes to you, you'll switch out your paintings or whatever, and you'll put your one on there that says, will you marry me? Anyway, I got it on video. It was really super, super cute. And because this was obviously planned, and we were concerned about the weather, if it was raining or something, like, we didn't want to do anything outside, we went through the whole thing. Anyway, he was able to invite his family and her family and everybody. So she kind of knew something was up, because as the paint was getting started, her family was coming in, and people she knew. So she was like, what is going on? She thought it was going to be just a double date with me and my husband at the time and them two. So, but she didn't know everything, even though she suspected something was up, but she didn't suspect all the way or whatever. So it was really cute. It actually made the shade room. And it was my idea. I'm sure this idea has been thought of a million other times, but I legitimately thought about it in conversation of what I would want, because me being an artist and I love going to sip and paints and everything, I thought that was a really cute idea, and we ended up doing it. And so I have lots of little cute ideas for myself, or things that I be thinking of all the time. Like, I think of ideas all the time, romantic things for guys, whatever. But one of them I was thinking about is if you were to take your lady to a casino or something. Like, if that was one of your ideas, if you wanted to take her to a casino or something like that, and you know, you could be like, okay, roll the dice, but you could go in advance and, you know, get some dice and write paint on the dice, you know, will you marry me? Have it spelled out on a couple of dice. Maybe however many you need, but I mean, you know, like will you will be on like one dice, okay? And then Mary on another dice, and me on another dice, or whatever. So I don't mean one letter on each one. I think that might be too hard. Anyway, if you pre-do that and give it to the casino guy or something like that, and have your lady go and roll some dice or whatever, and have him switch out the dice at some point, and then tell her, you know, oh my God, you won the jackpot. And let her go and look at it and read it, right? And then you'd be ready. Or whatever, even if it was something else, I don't know. Maybe you could do it for a guy. Like, if you're a girl, you want to do it for a guy, and maybe you're going to have your first baby or something like that, and you're like, oh, it's a boy, or whatever, or, you know, we're pregnant, or something like that. Anyway, I think about that. I think about other things, like also like at a casino too, like if you were to do that machine or whatever, and you have it pre-done to where when she goes down on it or something, it'll say, will you marry me? I think about that all the time too. I know people do the things in the sky. But anyway, so anyway, I want to go over a few romantic date ideas that if you're a guy, if you're trying to think of something different than dinner and a movie or something like that, you know, I want to give you some. And I've already like pulled up some on my phone here. Okay. So I'm going to just read a couple of the ideas, and then also going to give some of my own feedback, okay? This is the new Frosty by, you know, Wendy's. Oh, I'm a sucker for the Frosties. Okay. Oh, that's the chocolate mint. It's really good. Anyway, I'm going to read it, okay? It says, romantic date ideas include a candlelit picnic, stargazing. Oh my God, I love stargazing. I love stargazing. Like, that is for me. I absolutely love stargazing. I used to do that with my first husband, but I like to do it with kids too. And just sit in the backyard and stargaze. That's if it's not raining. Like today, it's raining. If it's not bad or cold weather. Anyway, I like to stargaze. But you do need time. Of course, you know, you need some time. And you need to actually be able to be relaxed with your partner. So you have to be with someone who is relax. I think that is an activity that you need to be with someone who you can relax with and who relaxes your soul. Because if you're with somebody finicky, or if you're with somebody who aggravates you, you're not going to want to stargaze with them. You're definitely not going to want to relax and stargaze. You won't be able to relax. It's kind of hard, you know. So anyway, okay, so stargazing. Cooking class together. That's always fun, a cooking class. They usually have that. I know of a few places, like I'm in Atlanta area. They definitely have them in a few places downtown. That Sears Robust building, that building they have. I know they have cooking classes there. They have several cooking classes downtown area for sure, because I've looked those up. And I think they even have them on Groupon. So if you want a deal, go on a Groupon, okay? Cooking classes are fun. A couples spa day, wine tasting, a scenic drive. I love a beautiful scenic drive, especially going through the Blue Ridge Mountains, which actually the Blue Ridge Mountains start here in Georgia and go all the way up past like Virginia. That, of course, you couldn't do all that in one day, but just driving on the parkway or any kind of scenic drive. That's very nice to do too. Very calming. And you can always pack a picnic doing something like that. Let's see. It says it says hike in nature, visiting a museum, taking a painting class. That's on the list, and that's always one of my favorites. Going to a live music performance, a cozy movie night at home. It depends on how often y'all do that. If y'all already do that a lot, that's kind of no. Anyway, a scavenger hunt. Oh yeah, scavenger hunt. That's another idea. Okay, so depending on how close you are with your person, you know, if you're married or whatever, right? Like, I think it's fun. Like, if you know her, you know her size and stuff really well, you can hide her clothes. Like, hide her wardrobe, what she's gonna wear, if you know what she's gonna wear. Okay, even if you don't know, pick out something or whatever. You know, like I said, this depends on how much you know the person, right? But anyway, you can hide her clothes around wherever. If you're in a hotel room or if you're at your house or whatever, but hide it around, and she has to literally go and find all her pieces to her clothes that she can wear. And if you're really smart, you can get a little gift, which will be hidden with the clothes, so that every time she finds a garment or one of her pieces of her outfit or whatever, she'll have a gift. You know, like a little one. I don't mean like, I'm not talking about tennis bracelets and you know, something crazy expensive, but like a little, it could be chocolate with each one, or it could be a card with one of the gifts, or with one of the pieces that she finds. But anyway, basically every time she finds a piece, not only can she put it on to get ready to go on her date, but it'll be like she has a little gift. It will be fun if you have like her jewelry. Like if you do buy a jewelry set, a necklace, an earring set or something like that, you can definitely hide that with the pieces of garments or whatever. Then she could put that on, or maybe even hide those items and let those be what she puts on for her date. Okay, that's kind of fun. So yeah, that on the list, it said, on this list though, it said, it just basically said scavenger hunt. So anyway, trying a new restaurant or simply enjoying a quiet walk on the beach. Trying a new restaurant. Now this is something that I think is really fun, and I actually used to do this with my first husband too. We used to we would eat what do they call it? You know, the appetizer. We would eat an appetizer at one restaurant, okay, and then leave. And then go and get dinner at another restaurant and leave and go and get dessert at another. For the fun of it, right? Like, just for the fun. Like, this is definitely kind of more, well, either when you have time or definitely when you're younger, when you're single, you know, especially if you're, you know, don't have diet restrictions. When you're younger and, you know, you're not worried about gaining weight or too much sugar. Anyway, that's kind of a fun idea.